Kamloops feeling tonight? I had a feeling you were doing all right tonight. And thank you all for coming. Thank you so much for supporting Todd Stone, Peter Milobar, two of the most outstanding candidates and MLAs that Kamloops has ever and is ever going to have. So thank you for that. We've got Peter Milobar, who is the best mayor that Kamloops has ever had since Terry Lake. And Todd Stone, who is the best MLA that Kamloops has ever had since Kevin Kruger. You guys really know how to pick them. I mean, incredible representatives for Kamloops who do so much, not just for the community, but for the entire province. These guys understand British Columbia. They understand what makes us. They understand the values that define us. And so today, I don't know if you noticed this, but John Horgan's on Vancouver Island fighting for his seats there. And he's over there and he's introducing a woman who said the reason she was endorsing John Horgan is because he didn't support the dinosaur industries in British Columbia. And what does she mean by dinosaur industries? She means logging, she means forestry, she means mining, she means natural gas, I suppose she means fishing, I suppose she means ranching and farming. Who knows what she means? But she means what she calls the extractive industries. The men and women who get their hands dirty every day building British Columbia with the sweat of their brows and the work of their hands. Those are the people who founded British Columbia, and they remain the people that are building Kamloops and British Columbia today. Might think that those industries are going extinct, and he sure seems to want to help them find their way there faster. That's right. Yeah. But we are going to fight for them. We are going to fight for forest workers and natural gas workers and oil workers. We are going to fight for ranchers and farmers and hunters. We are going to fight for miners in British Columbia. My grandparents, my great-grandparents, my father all worked in the resource sector. And that was what allowed my father to be the first person in our family to go to university. He became a teacher with what his family had built from the abundance of our waters and our land. And so many of you have that story. Those industries aren't going extinct. Those industries are what we rely on. And guess what? In Kamloops, those resource industries are the reason we have over 200 tech companies operating here. Tech companies that are working to make sure that mining is cleaner, that oil and gas uses less water. Tech companies that are there to help these companies build their payroll and really do things more efficiently and faster. Help them figure out their trucking logistics. Those 200 companies in Kamloops, those high-tech, high-paying jobs depend on these industries that John Horgan thinks are dinosaurs, the ones he wants to drive to extinction. We are not going to let John Horgan drive our resource sector or our tech sector here in Kamloops to extinction. We are going to fight for you. We are going to fight for your jobs because we have not forgotten.
Preach it, sister.
People built this problem. Hey, Kevin. I miss Kevin. I gotta say, I really did. Do you miss Kevin? Okay, that wasn't a whole, not everybody cheered for that.
That's because I'm here now.
You know, another thing that happened in the last few days is John Horgan. Anybody watch the debate on TV or hear a little bit about it? So John Horgan said a lot of things. He wouldn't talk about how much he's going to raise taxes, and although we now know he's going to get our taxes up to an even higher marginal tax rate than they had under the last NDP government, he wouldn't talk about how he's going to roll MSP into the tax system, and he wouldn't talk about the debt and the deficit that he intends to run. But you know, one of the things that he did say that struck me is he said this election is not about what's going to happen in the future. It's about what's going to happen now. And you know, I could not disagree with him more. This election is exactly about our future. It's about our kids. Think about all of you, put your hands up if you have come to British Columbia from somewhere else. Put your hands up if your parents or grandparents came here from somewhere else. So far everybody in this crowd, unless you're a First Nations person, has put your hand up. And why did you come? Why did your grandparents come? Why did your parents come? In my case, my great-grandparents. Do you know why they came all the way from Scotland and found their way from Quebec to the farthest west coast of Vancouver Island?
Opportunity. Exactly,
Kevin. They wanted to build better opportunities for their kids. I'm not going to ask any more questions. Inside voice, Kevin, from now on. Inside voice. They wanted a better future for their kids. That's why all of you are here. That's why everybody comes to British Columbia. We want something better for the future. We don't want to leave this province broken. We want it to leave it, we want to leave it better. We don't want to leave them with a prosperity fund that's empty. We don't want to clean out their savings account for when it's their time to lead. We don't want to load them with a burden of debt that they'll have to pay. We want them to have better opportunities than we did. That's what my parents wanted for me. That is what I want for my son, Hamish, and I know that that is what every single one of you wants for your kids. This election is not just about today. This election is about tomorrow. It's about the future. It's about our kids. It's about their kids, and it's about their kids that will come after them. And that is what we are fighting for in this election.
That's right.
There's the future. There she is. How old are you? You're 9. So you're 9, and what do you want to do when you grow up?
I want to be an actor.
Really? Maybe a politician? Okay. There's an eerie similarity between those two professions. Sorry, I don't want to embarrass you, honey. Do you want to go down now? Ella?
Yeah.
Do you want to go down now? Yeah. Okay. So, I wanted brave Ella to come up here because that really is, she is why we are doing this. She is why all of you fought so hard. You fought so hard to win the last election. Make sure that we elected these incredible Terry and Todd to these communities, and that's why you're fighting so hard to make sure that we send BC Liberals back to Victoria. Because I want to finish with this. The NDP are proposing massive tax hikes. The highest personal tax rate in Canada is what they're proposing, getting it up to 56% at the top end. The NDP are talking about what could translate into being a $6 billion hole in the budget. That is going to have to be paid somehow. And you know how they're going to make sure we pay for the tolls of Port Mann Bridge? Well, they're going to tax all of you here in Kamloops to pay for it.
That's
but
right.
Before they get around to doing that, they're going to clean out the prosperity fund of $500 million, our kids' savings account, and they're going to blow it in just 2 years.
Shame.
That is not good enough for these young people here. They deserve better. And in this election, we face a special challenge. Because down in the United States, they have elected a protectionist government. A government that is fighting us on softwood, on aluminum, on agriculture, and what will they go after next? And so the question for us is, at this time when we need to be fighting hard to protect BC jobs from a protectionist American government that wants to take jobs from Canada and move them down south of the border, Do we want higher taxes?
No.
Do we want a less competitive economy?
No.
Do we want a British Columbia that can't get off the mat and fight?
No.
No. We need a British Columbia that's going to be fighting fit. We need a British Columbia that's going to be ready to make sure we are in a position to fight for those jobs and protect those workers in our province. And in this election, there is an important question. The only question. Who is the best leader and the best team to make sure that we can lead that fight?
Christy Clark!
Because we are going to have a fight, and I can tell you this. I am not afraid of that. And I am not afraid for standing up for you. I am not afraid to stand up for hardworking people. I am not afraid to stand up and do my job on behalf of the people of British Columbia. John Horgan won't, and Dr. Weaver can't. But I will. Ladies and gentlemen, we have just a few days left until next Tuesday when everybody in this community goes to the polls. Let's make sure we work hard. Let's not waste a day. Let's send these two men down to Victoria to fight for you, to fight for jobs. And I know that John Horgan may not think this election is about it, but we are going to fight for the future because our kids are counting on us to build them a bright future.
Right.
Thank you.